I was so frightened on my first day at university. My parents drove me to the student village in a car stuffed with everything I owned in the world. I tried to look confident. It was faked. I'm not sure anyone noticed either way. Paul, my mum's boyfriend, always liked Will. It seemed like I had an enormous amount of stuff. I went inside first. I had a room to myself in a shared house, and we already had the keys. I don't remember where we got them from. Mum or Paul must have picked them up from the admin person, I guess. Walking into my dorm room for the first time, I kind of remember how it felt for me. I never thought back then how it would have felt for Mum and Paul. Soon they were going to drive away and go home to an empty house. Just a few more boxes, and their kid wouldn't be living with them anymore.
Ja. Schon eine krasse Veränderung, wenn man bei den Eltern auszieht.
I wasn't paying much attention to unloading. My room had a really thin nylon carpet and the cheapest mattress the university could find, I think, and I didn't care at all. It was my own space. You remember how that felt? Having control for the first time. I felt terrified, but excited too. Though mostly just lost. I didn't realize everyone felt the same. Of course I was thinking a bit about dating. Everyone there was, I think. It's not like I felt awful about myself, just like I was really average. Wait, no, cute is the right word. I wasn't really thinking about sexy back then. I felt so adult, but I had so much growing up to do. It's funny to think back, like this, now. Will must have been in the lectures over the first few weeks, but I didn't notice him, if I'm honest. I was so busy with everything and just learning how to live, do laundry, cook every day, that kind of thing. I next remember seeing Will through the window of the Union Bar. I recognized him then from the first day, and I remembered liking how he'd look back at me then.
Auf geht's, Studentenparty.
The Union usually played the dancey stuff. Higher State of Consciousness was still on heavy rotation, but sometimes they played the better stuff. Blur, Pulp, a bit older stuff like In Spiral Carpets, not often. It was a typical Friday, crowded with the windows dripping with condensation, cheap small drinks making the floor sticky. I guess I set my sights on him that night. I was determined to at least talk to him. Finding Will wasn't easy. I definitely wasn't the tallest person there, and the lights didn't help. It had only been a few weeks, but I felt like a new woman already. Or I was on my way, at least. Will always gave me a good vibe. I know that sounds weird, but there it is. He just felt like a good person. He was too.
Oh, ist das Harry? Sind die da schon zusammen?
Will was talking to another guy when I found him. I don't remember what I said to join in the conversation. I think I was pretty obvious in my intentions. We had a few drinks and I remember pulling him outside. You know the feeling, the rush of anticipation? I was getting that so much. We went to sit just outside the bar. We could still hear the music, and the cold night air felt good. And that was when he first kissed me.
Okay. Wo sind wir hier? Ich gucke mich erstmal wieder um. Ob hier irgendwas... Nein.
We went to the cinema for our first proper date. We had seats in the middle of the cinema. It didn't help my nerves much having everyone nearby. We sat there fidgeting, wanting to touch but scared to.
Hallo.
I shifted in my seat a bit, letting my leg touch his. I was so smooth. I wanted to hold his hand, but he seemed to shy away. Or maybe he didn't intend that.
Oh Gott, solche Dates kenne ich auch. Man sitzt nebeneinander im Kino und... Oh Gott, man weiß einfach nicht, was man tun soll.
I kept looking sideways to see if he was looking at me. Tried not to move my head too much in case he wasn't looking and noticed that I was. We ignored the film, pretty much. It was that silly action one, with that guy who always acts crazy, thingamy. It was like everything else faded out.
Ah.
I put my hand on his leg, he turned to me and did that shy smile of his. His hand was warm and dry, and his skin soft. He gently held the side of my face, turning me towards him. He closed his eyes and kissed me, placing his lips softly onto mine. We sat with our fingers locked together for the rest of the film, and when it was over we walked out, still holding hands.
Oh, süß. Auch wenn man weiß, dass diese Beziehung scheinbar nicht lang gehalten hat, denn er ist ja aktuell mit Harry
As we
zusammen.
were going though, I had this weird, prescient feeling. I could feel I was falling in love fast for the first time, but it was so strong. It would end. Will always gave the impression of confidence, like he always had a grand plan. I wish I knew if he saw that end coming too, like I felt it was. I don't know if that would have made how it went any easier.
Okay, sie hat gespürt, dass es nicht für die Ewigkeit bestimmt ist. Naja.
I'd been putting off unpacking all of my boxes, but the next day I finally got round to it. I got out the essentials, of course, but I hadn't felt very motivated to do the rest.
Oh, ist es ein Häschen?
When I was born, someone from my mum's work gave me a toy bunny. I know it's silly, but it makes me happy. It wasn't always easy with my biological dad leaving, but Mum and I, and my brother Andy, we had fun. My bunny makes me remember that. I hung up a tasseled cloth scarf that was my mum's. She's a bit of a hippie. I'd packed loads of my old books. Nothing really related to uni, I just liked having them nearby. Will was going to come over later that week, so I unpacked the candles my mum had given me. I wonder if she suspected I'd fall for someone. She's a bit canny like that. I was falling for him too. Is it weird to tell you this? I kept on changing my mind. It shouldn't have mattered so much, but I wanted the place to look nice.
Okay, also stellen wir jetzt alles wieder um.
I must have spent ages just shifting stuff around. The little choices are important. I guess it didn't make any difference really, but I was happy when I was sure I'd got it right. I wanted to feel comfortable when Will came over. Will and I, it felt like a Romeo and Juliet kind of thing, and just as likely to burn us both as to make us happy. But what a lovely way to burn.
Und das Weihnachtsessen
That
wieder.
Christmas I met Will's family. We've been together for 4 months. Do you remember me there? I don't think I really said much that day. I was head over heels in love with him and very worried I'd say something wrong. I kept on wanting to touch him. There was this really good chemistry with him, but with family around, it didn't seem right. I remember he lightly touched the back of my neck as he poured me some wine, and it sent tingles into my stomach.
Aww.
The meal went well, I think. I think I looked a bit too grungy for the occasion. I felt really self-conscious. I loved him so much, but that feeling I had wouldn't go away, that it was all going to end. That Christmas Day, though, I felt like we had a chance. Things were going well, but over the months, I felt the relationship changing. We often put on music to fall asleep to. Do you remember Enigma? Monks chanting and electronic stuff. We put that on a lot and just let ourselves drift off to music. We listened to a lot of Portishead. Even now when I listen to them, I remember being back in that room, in his arms. I could feel the end of it all shaping up. But we had good times anyway. Though sometimes lonely, in a weird way. It felt like we were the only people in the world. Maybe I didn't mind Will getting closer to Harry because it felt like our own love was too much for two people. Will and me were studying English. Harry was on the course too. I'd seen the way Harry and Will looked at each other. There was a spark there.
Okay, sie wusste es. Oh je, okay. Will hat sich verliebt, als er noch mit Sarah zusammen war. Oh Mann, und sie wusste es. Sie hat es geahnt.
I didn't feel jealous. I know that sounds weird, but I liked seeing Will happy. And Harry made him feel that way.